my brothers and sisters. This is Brother West. Brother West. I have a direct word that God bless you, baby. A direct word that I want to talk to some people who are listening to me right now. And what it is that you've just made a mistake. You've just made a mistake, and you've made a series of mistakes. It's almost like a domino effect of mistakes that you've constantly made. And this last mistake is like the icing on the cake, and this one just got your head all messed up. And I will say this right here: let go of the mistake, because if you don't let go of the things that is holding you, they are going to keep holding you. If you don't let go of it, it's going to begin to talk to you. It's going to begin to eat away at you until it takes total control of your thoughts. And that's what the enemy does. The enemy tries to indoctrinate those that listen with a certain word, with a certain situation, with a certain song. Just like what happened with Adam and the woman when they sinned. The first thing that Adam did, he covered himself up with fig leaves, and he hid himself. He hid himself and he tried to cover it up. And the last thing you want to do is to hide yourself from God when you make any kind of mistake. See, because the reason why we have Jesus is because the fact that we are not perfect. In that, we're born in sin and shaped in iniquity. There's a constant fight. And which means that when as a believer, when you do fall, or when you do trip up, when you fell asleep, when the enemy came in and planted seeds, you can get back up. And the thing that the enemy is counting on is the act becoming lagging. He wants the situation to stay lagging. He wants that situation to ride your mind, to ride your consciousness until it drives you crazy, until those thoughts overtake you. But I come to tell you that it's time, and God has given us the strength to rebuke the devil, to let go of the shame. Let go of the shame and face God. And when you let go of the shame and face God and say, God, forgive me. God, help me. God, take this thing away from me. God, take this loneliness. God, take this hurting feeling. Take it away, God. Take it away from me. Some of you, it's almost like what you feel, it's almost like having an itch. And in this itch, you're trying to scratch this itch, but you can't get to it. And because you can't get to this itch, it's making you more and more frustrated. But I come to let you know to just release your mind and release the situations, release those moments, and let God heal you from those moments. And see, because what happens, many of you that listen to me, what happens, many of you replay the same act over and over in your mind. And the more you replay the act over and over in your mind, what's going to happen, that act is going to indoctrinate you with the very thing that it keeps saying. And then once it indoctrinates you with the very thing it keeps saying, then it's going to bear stems, bear leaves, then eventually it's going to bear fruit. And so, but God don't want you to become victim. He don't want you to become victim to shame. He don't want you to live in torment. He do not want you to live even in shame, because even the scripture says Jesus himself, he despised the shame. He despised it, and he sat down at the right hand of the Father. And so even though there's things that are racking your body and things that are racking your mind, despise the shame and go to God and ask God to give you help. And so that's what it is. It's a cry. It is a cry for help. And many of you are listening to me, you're crying and you're asking God to just simply help me. Help me in my weak state. Help me in my position. Help me in my mindset. Help deliver me, God. Deliver me. Deliver me, God. Create in me a clean heart and renew within me a right spirit. And so when you do that, God will hear. When you do that, God gonna set you free. When you do that, God gonna liberate you. And you need to know, you need to understand that God is not a feeling. There's a feeling that comes with it, but he's the word. He's the word. He's the truth. He's the truth versus an emotion. He's not an emotion. See, because an emotion also is carnality. And a carnal mind is an enemy to God. And so that carnal mind, that fleshly nature, is always trying to find access. It's always trying to find an angle. It's always trying a way to get in and get in your house. And that's all the enemy is trying to do, is some kind of way get inside the house of your mind. Get inside the house of your moves. Get inside the house of your thoughts and your ways. But as the scripture says, if you submit yourself unto God, and as you submit yourself to God, what God will do, God will empower you. When you submit yourself to God, even though you don't want to submit. Because when you submit yourself to God, and at times there might be a sacrifice. And see, the thing about it, a sacrifice, God is nigh and his ear is open. He accepts sacrifices. Matter of fact, the word says a broken spirit and a contrite heart, God, he will not despise. He will not close up shop. He will not turn away from you. He will not turn away from you. He will not. Just know that. And those are my words. God bless you.